All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Links TV. We have our January Student of the Month, Paul Kern. Paul, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, you?
Doing really well. We're walking into a 4-day weekend. What do you have planned for the 4-day weekend?
I'm probably gonna clean up my room a little bit. It's looking a little messy right now. I think I'm gonna hang out, play my guitar, maybe try to go hunting depending on what the weather's like.
What are you hunting right now? What's in season?
Canadian goose is the only thing left.
Okay, very good. Is that something, like being outdoors, is that kind of a hobby of yours?
Yeah, I like fishing the most, but in the winter I like to hunt because I don't like ice fishing all that much.
Sure. All right, that's fair. We are in our, kind of just starting the second semester of your senior year. Talk about what that journey has been like. You know, we getting through the first semester, we're a couple months away from graduation. What are we feeling about that?
It's pretty exciting to be a senior. I'm excited to see my next step of life. It's also sad too because I'm gonna leave some friends that I probably won't get to see as much anymore. But I'm pretty excited to start the next step of life. I'm excited to go to SUSU and see what the next step of life is gonna be. And I'm ready I'm ready to experience something different. I guess it's repetitious, but the senioritis is pretty bad.
It has kicked in.
Yeah.
Nurse Moeller is not able to help with the senioritis at this point. Like no prescription for any of that.
Not really.
Okay, I understand it. Many have lived it. You mentioned SDSU. You have plans to study. What you're looking at?
I'm thinking nursing. I'd like to become a registered nurse, and I'm thinking I'm going to do that for a few years after I leave SDSU, and then I'd like to go back and become a nurse anesthetist because they have a pretty cool job, and I think it sounds pretty fun.
Absolutely. And obviously, go Jacks, it must be said, just to clear the air. Why are we sitting in the weight room right now? I think there was a place we'd prefer to be right now, but there's a couple inches of snow. Activities. So we're in the weight room, but out on the track and cross country, we talk about what activities that meant for you.
I've been pretty involved in high school. Track and cross country were definitely my two most important to me. In cross country, I was a team captain, so that really helped keep me motivated and it gave me my work ethic. Track's definitely my favorite sport though, because I love running 800s and I think it's a lot of fun. We're in the weight room because I used to be in powerlifting, and then in track, we do some strength training in the weight room too, so I feel like this is probably the second best place to be. Sure.
Kind of a home away from home if you're not on the track.
Yep.
You're probably doing something in here during those workouts. So hopefully very, very soon we can get you guys out on the track and start with that season, because I would imagine you're kind of chomping at the bit to get rolling with that. Talk about the discipline of that. Just the 800 itself is a very challenging race. It takes a lot of strategy, all the things. How does that apply to your success in the classroom? Like, we have those connections. Like, what do you learn on the track that is applicable to school, or vice versa?
With the 800 especially, it's a very mentally challenging sport, and physically too, but there's a lot of pain involved in it, because that first lap you come around, you feel all right, but that second lap is where you make your move, and if you don't feel it, if you don't feel like you're in the race, you don't have the headspace to compete, you're not going to do well. And it took me a long time to realize that, so usually when I'm coming around my 400 to 600 stretch, I have to think about working harder. Like, I have to think, I got to keep this pace up or I'll lose. I think that translates into like my classroom activities too, because it's giving me that work ethic, and when I'm tired of studying or tired of working hard, it kind of reminds me to just keep the work up and it'll pay off.
Sure. When senioritis is chomp at your heels, you'll be like, okay, I gotta get something done.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have some academic success. Certainly, you're involved, extracurriculars. That's why you're selected as a student of the month. But a lot of people along that journey, maybe here at the high school, that teachers, coaches, some of the things that have helped you along the way. Who would that be? Like, if you could say thank you to that person, like, who would that be, and why would that?
That person would definitely be Tony Thorson. He's been my #1 coach for cross country and track. He's always funny. He's always here with a smile on his face. He genuinely wants what's best for me. So if I'm hurting, he doesn't force me to run. Like my foot's been hurting, he doesn't force me to run on my off time. He wants me to take it easy and make sure I'm well. And I think he genuinely cares about me. He's given me my work ethic. He's just a kind man. He gave me a job over the summer, so I'm just very grateful to Tony.
That's great. And building that relationship, that's going to last long past your time here at Brandon Valley, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The roster of alumni from Brandon Valley is significant, and good to have continuity in that program. Talk about your family. I'm sure your family has been with you along the way. Maybe talk about what that's looked like just kind of that growth and helped you be who you are today?
My parents have always really encouraged me to work hard, and when I'm like they aren't overboard with it, but they want me to be involved. And especially when I was younger, I really didn't want to be involved, but they forced me to be in cross country. And then I fell in love with that sport, and then I joined track. And if it wasn't for their pushing, like gentle pushing, I wouldn't have gotten here today. And my sister's always like a shoulder to lean on when I'm struggling. She's always there to listen to me, and I guess I do the same for her, and I'm just very grateful to have all of them.
That's great. Such a good support system to have, especially going in the next phase of life when you are ready for it, and then you can take that leap. I think that's very good. Loaded question. It's kind of a feel good school one, but kind of we talk. We have the Lynx way, obviously, but very proud. I'm very proud to be a Lynx. When you're looking back on your kind of academic experience, what has it meant to you to be a Brandon Valley Lynx?
I guess there's like a tradition of like excellence, I want to say, at the school. So to me, it means that we're hardworking. Being a Lynx means you're obviously kind, you're a good person. And that's not the case for everyone, but I feel like overall at the school you'll find that everyone's a good person, they're hardworking. I think it shows in our test scores and the way we behave around other schools. And being a Lynx is very important to me.
I would echo that. We do have that. Kids want to push themselves, teachers want to push their peers and their students, and I think that's great. Last question before we move on, probably the most important. What's your favorite type of ice cream?
Maybe Moose Tracks, if you know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty good flavor. I like that one quite a bit.
And just another thing very important to note at SDSU, certainly a plethora of options at the dairy bar at SDSU.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. So again, congratulations on your January Student of the Month. Wish you nothing but success going forward for the rest of this year, but then also on May 12th when we have graduation and going forward beyond that. So thank you for your time. Have a great day.